Let's talk food and wine in Tonia's kitchen. Here is Tonia King.
Well, it is that time of year where everybody is getting ready to be outdoors and celebrating this next wonderful season. And that means lots of backyard dinner parties, outdoor events, and of course, combining wonderful drinks with wonderful menu ideas. Today, my guest is Geoff Dillon, founder of Dillon Small Batch Distillers. How are you, Geoff?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me on, Tonia.
I'm really curious about flavor matchmaking. You seem to be a pro in that department.
Absolutely. I mean, I think flavor matchmaking is a term that we just coined, but it's really about pairing a drink with a moment. So we wrote a cocktail book, and it's all done seasonally. So we have different things coming up here, especially in Niagara, where we're situated, and we want to build stuff around what's in season. So right now, summer coming up, we're thinking citrus, berries, herbs, cucumber, things that feel light and refreshing.
Give me some ideas of actual recipe ideas for those, some other great ideas for drinks.
For sure. I mean, we're leaning on our neighbors here. So we've got an amazing strawberry farm just down the street. We've got rhubarb coming out of our garden right now. And so my summer crusher right now is strawberry rhubarb and a zest of lime. It's got that beautiful sweetness from the strawberries. It has the tartness from the rhubarb, and then the lime adds a little bit of acidity in there. It's a perfectly balanced drink. I'm garnishing with all three of those ingredients just because I love a good garnish. I think it's a huge deal for people that want to enjoy fresh, bright flavors this summer.
I think it's really cool that you're putting the whole seasonal concept into drinks, because most of the time, we're thinking about a strawberry rhubarb pie, or we're thinking a crisp, or, you think about creating menu ideas using seasonal and local produce. And you're kind of doing it with a beverage, which I think is very neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of how we eat here, right? We make a proper effort to not go to the grocery store all summer. We go to our fruit stands down the street, and we cook with whatever's ready. So we're trying to do that with cocktails.
Have you thought about any actual pairings with food to go with some of those pretty cool cocktails that you're describing?
Sure. I mean, all of these cocktails are going to be bright and fresh for the summer. So, I mean, barbecue, but bright, fresh flavors like seafood, especially seafood on the grill. Big, full acid flavors is what we're looking for.
Now, you mentioned a book. Do you have a book out?
Yeah, we wrote a cocktail book a few years ago, and it was on using the same concept. It was, we spent years doing events and making cocktails and figuring out what works. We kept all those favorite cocktails that were all in season at the time and built a book around those.
Now, I understand you also have ready-to-drink cocktails. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we jumped into this ready-to-drink cocktail world about 4 years ago. We've been a distillery here for, I think this is our 13th year now. But this was a way to take those flavors, mainly our gin and our vodkas, and combine them, make a real cocktail and put that in a can, make it easy for people.
That does make it easy, especially if people are on the go doing a picnic or hiking or any type of outdoor event that they don't want to have to deal with combining themselves. So does your distillery do just gin and vodka, or what else? What do you do?
Started out with a whiskey in mind. That takes so long. It's got to sit there in barrel for year after year after year. So fell in love with making gins and became known for making some really good gins. So, at this point, we've got vodka gins. We do an absinthe garden out front with fresh botanicals. We've got a liqueur line. We've got all our canned cocktails. We've got everything.
And do you actually come up with the recipes yourself? Because I know different gins, when you mention botanicals, that's a big part of it.
I mean, I'm really lucky where my dad was a biochem prof and just obsessed with flavors. So I would bring him in, we'd play around in a lab together and just see what we can come up with. And now at this point, we've got some incredible bartenders, incredible flavor taste makers on the R&D team, and we just all get together and play around.
Isn't it fun? It's like having a palette of colors to just have fun with.
It's a pretty cool job.
Are your products available nationwide?
We are now in 22 U.S. states. We're pushing from the East Coast to the West. Over on dillonsmallbatch.com, there's a find button, and it locates anywhere you can find our cocktails, and you can learn more about what we make. Yeah, and I do have one big tip.
What is it?
I think I spent 10 years hosting wrong, entertaining. Being a distiller, people always wanted me to make cocktails. So I'd spend 10 minutes trying to make the fanciest, most dialed in cocktail possible. And the whole time I'd be busy. I've learned that a good host is a relaxed host, to keep it simple and fun, to pre-chill these cocktails, But the big thing that we've come up with is doing a garnish bar. I've got one behind me here. Let people garnish their own cocktails. Let them pour their cocktail into their glassware and garnish themselves. They can have fun. They can elevate it. They can feel like they're part of the process. I think that's my top tip for this year.
I think that's great. It's like do-it-yourself drinks.
Yeah, and it feels elevated. It feels like you're part of it.
And it does make it a lot easier for the host, I think.
For sure. You can finally spend some time with your guests.
So what are some of the fun garnishes that you have on your garnish bar? I'm just curious.
Oh, we're back to the seasonal thing, right? So right now, we just cut some rhubarb out of the garden this morning. So right now I'm garnishing with that. We've got strawberries, some early ones coming in soon. I've got some strawberries here. Cucumber is always a good one, especially for summer. Makes it feel nice and light and fresh.
And, that one alone is really different. Many people would never think about using cucumbers in a cocktail. And do you mix that with gin? Is that one of your favorites by any chance?
Absolutely. We do a pear, lime, and cucumber. This was a vodka cocktail, but it goes with gin as well. It's already in a can.
Oh, it's already in the can. That makes it even easier. That's so great. What a great combination, pear and cucumber. Yeah. We are talking with Geoff Dillon, founder of Dillon Small Batch Distillers. Geoff, it sounds like you got a great thing going on there for summertime entertaining. It is definitely a pleasure to chat with you, and tell our listeners how they can find out more.
Check us out over at dillonsmallbatch.com. We've got a locator there, and you can learn more about our cocktails.
Really a lot of fun chatting with you today. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Tonya.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you'll subscribe to this podcast as we continue to take you around the world of food and wine on Tonia's Kitchen.